Hey, what is up, traders? This is Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, bringing to you today's trader takeaways. So, looking at SPY today, we have a really strong day. We had this consolidation for a couple of days in the 190s, and then today we broke out of that. Really strong day, inching towards that $300 on SPY. So today was a very interesting day. At least for me. I probably took about 100 trades today and probably made money on maybe 30% of them and lost money on probably the other 70% or so. But the risk reward that I was taking was extremely high. So it was a nice green day for me, even though I lost probably 70% of the time. So I was mainly shorting things today. Watching pot stocks and a couple low floaters and a couple of earnings. So the first one was EXPR. Was watching this range right here after market. They pre-market they reported. They popped and they started selling off. So I was watching it right here, and 75 level was really absorbing size. So I thought, if it breaks, I'll get out. But if it holds, I'll take a short position here, and I'll get out if 75 breaks. 75 ended up holding, and the spread opened up to 50. So they wiped out 72s and 70s, and then the next bid was like 51 or 52. Took some off in here, and then took the rest into at $10 even. So that was a really nice trade. I made like 50 or 60 cents on average, something like that. So that was a really nice way to start the day. I didn't get back in. This is one of my A+ setups where it pops back into the moving averages, into VWAP, into the resistance pre-market, and that's a really nice entry for a short, and we faded off. Unfortunately, I missed it because I was entering a couple of other stocks. AEO, this one I was thinking is gonna fade down, popped, and then started dropping. I missed the entry, so I shorted in here, and then for the rest of the day, it just grinded up, right? So I did have one ad somewhere in here where we popped into VWAP and rejected. I added again, and then I got squeezed out. Later in the day, we did have right here this rejection. We rejected this pre-market range. I did take a short in here. I think I was a little bit too early. I got stopped out, and then once it rejected, I re-entered, and then I covered some into the first dip to pay myself in case it holds, and then got out the rest into this big wash. I think 25.15 or 20s I got out. And then we started buying it right here. The buyer stepped back in. You could see him at the midpoint. He was wiping all the liquidity from the midpoint, and he went to the offers, started wiping all the offers. So we got long in here and then started selling into the pop. So this was a really nice one. The biggest gainer for the day is IGC, but it also I had the biggest P&L swings in the stock. So every single day it pops out of the gate into pre-market resistance. You can see this box right here. Same exact thing was yesterday, pops and fades, and same exact thing was the day before, pops and fades. So today was no different. We popped, I shorted full size and covered into the wash, re-shorted some, covered into the wash, re-shorted, and then got stopped out. For the rest of the day, I was just trying to find a good spot to re-short it. I was getting in here, and I got stopped out, and I got re-shorted again, covered some. My biggest trade probably was this one right here, where 190 had a massive offer. It was like 220,000 share offer. and I would step in front of it at 89 and cover into the pullback. So we did that 3 times, and then every single time I was waiting at 89, sitting on edge X's, adding liquidity, and then covering on the way down. So this one was actually the biggest one. I was in pretty big here, and then on the way down I started scaling out a little bit too early, 86, 84, 82, 80. On the way down, got out. And here I didn't actually, thank God I didn't step in front of this because of CRON. Because CRON broke out, it had this one had an offer as well at 1250, big offer, and I actually stepped in front of it here, and we couldn't really reach the VWAP here. We were just kind of up and down in here, so I just covered it, and we broke out here, and TLRY also started ripping into the close. I think this was the candle where all the pot stocks broke out. So IGC was a pretty good one. It was really choppy midday, but pretty much 2 really good trades. The first one here, and then these were 3 trades, but I consider this 1 trade because it was the same idea. Step in front of 90 and covering into the wash. So risking 2 pennies and potentially make 10 cents or something like that. Next one was IZEA. This one I was watching pre-market, shorted into the pop, shorted some pre-market. It was pretty hard to get to borrow, so I knew that it was going to fade. Shorted some pre-market, added into the pop, covered some here, and then held most of the position all day, and then I just took it off. The reason I took it off was because MYND was another one, pretty similar. Popped and then started grinding sideways. I covered some, and then it started popping again. So I was thinking, the same people are probably trading these 2 stocks. So I covered this one in here, and I covered IZEA in the consolidation. It didn't rip IZEA, but it didn't drop either. So that was a decent trade. What else? What else? Traded Tesla. This was another really good trade today. Tesla has pretty nice range. So we were trading here. The day before yesterday, we were trading below this consolidation. So we pop into the resistance and fade. Yesterday we were trading pop into resistance and fade, right? And today we broke down through the support. We pop into the resistance. This was actually my entry. I'm going to post this one, the arrows, on my Twitter feed. And then I covered pretty much most of it in here. Reshorted. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so this was my entry here. I covered some in here. Then I added, and then I kind of let it go. And once we started grinding up right here, I took some off because we kind of made a higher low here, right? So we have a low and we have another low, and we're starting to grind up. Covered some, and then covered some in here. And of course we rejected. This was re-add here. Once we rejected this kind of trend line, this was the add. A couple guys caught this move. Unfortunately, I did not. This was the payday here. So I'm trying to learn to stick with the trend, let the formation play out rather than scalp inside the formation. I can still scalp it on some size, but the big money comes from the big washout, right? So got to be able to hold some size for the big move. That's where the money is. So these are my takeaways. Pretty interesting day, like I said. A lot of trades were wrong today, but the ones that were right, very high risk reward. That's the way I like it. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can tweet at me at @Trader. My name is Stanley Gluzman. These are my takeaways, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.